Hey, everybody, and welcome. It's Monday night. I forgot to unmute my mic, so we're already starting ahead. Logan is running a little bit behind. He'll be here shortly, I believe. And yeah, it's time for another show. Lot to talk about this week. It feels like there's a lot to talk about every week. It's been, I don't know, these weeks always go by in the blink of an eye, but there's been all sorts of every week that you think it's going to be a slow week, just stuff happens. And whether it's stuff in our personal Lorcana lives or things around the world or like controversies pop up, there's one I'm super excited to talk about. Hi, everybody in the chat. I see you all there. And so, yeah, very excited. We have some fun guests. We're going to do a first tonight for the first time ever in the history of the show, in like 109 episodes now, and have an in-person guest because it just managed to work out. And absolutely, it's just going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, also I didn't put a link on Twitter because I'm bad at this. So while I'm waiting for Logan and before I bring in our first guest, just to catch you up on a little bit of our personal going on here, in the Cosma household. It's been a busy week. I spent pretty much all week, like every free moment in the evening, trying to get together the Aiden story video. We met him last week. I know for those of you who are here, Steven and I were talking before the show, and I think that last week was probably one of the best shows that we've ever done. Probably the only one I think that might rival it is two. One is when Shane Hartley joined us, because that was bonkers. And two was when we had all 5 of the DLC winners on before going into Seattle. That was pretty cool. Just the fact that we managed to win it. Okay. I'm sorry. 3. The third top one was when we had Bob Bergen on, the voice of Bucky, because that was also just bonkers. Bucket list things that you manage to do when you take your shots. But last week was a lot of fun, and we got to meet Aiden on the stream, and all of you got to meet him. And after the tournament, and after that show, I realized I had a ton of footage of the tournament. I had, I think, everything I needed to tell a compelling story, and some folks in the community helped us out. Yeah, shout out to Dan Forbidden Mountain here in the chat, who's one of those people who helped out with an interview. We got some really compelling footage, stories, etc., and put together a really good video. But literally, I was up until all hours of the night and all hours of the morning last night because I really wanted to get it out today for reasons, and got it out. So that was most of my life last week. And other fun Lorcana news, just because I enjoy sharing this stuff, we're going to talk about Artist Sum this week. Got a little piece of mail in from Solo Nate in Pennsylvania, a fun new card sketch on Second Star to the Right, which is super cool. Can't play this, but you can put it in a binder and admire it, and that's that. Head back to the camera here, and yeah. So the show tonight, we're going to do a couple things. We've got 2 guests to talk about, and at the very end, I'm going to talk about something a little emotional, so I apologize in advance. Something really cool, or something happened, and I definitely want to talk about it. But to start, I'm gonna call an audible here while we're waiting for Logan to join us, and I'm gonna have our guest join us, or my in-person guest, joined me a little early here in the studio. I assume that he's watching from out in our living room and will take the cue. But, the fun thing about this Lorcana season, to kind of tee this up, is we have our challenges. We have the North American challenges, the European challenges. And of course, all of us, when the challenges were announced, thought there's not quite enough, especially compared to, last year. And so one of the fun things about this year is one of the things that they're doing is adding these CCQs, which means like every weekend, we have CCQs. I didn't warn you about the chair, by the way. It is low. I actually sit on like that, and then I have to turn it on. That is the trick. Because Aaron comes in and I forget to turn it on and they get scolded by the chat. Yeah, I sit on like my feet because these chairs are I need new chairs for in here. So Nick is not this short in real life.
I don't know. I'm pretty short. So
well, okay. I mean, fair, but you're not relatively speaking, because I am also rather short. But no, we have CCQs almost every weekend now. It feels like, even when there's not something official going on. This weekend we had not only the CCQ in Tacoma, which we're going to talk about with you, the winner, but also there was the event in Auckland, which happened this weekend, which was super cool. And so there's just like really great top tier Lorcana happening all over the place and people qualifying for continentals. So with that, hi, Nick.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on being our very first like in studio. I have to think, have we done an in studio guest before? I don't think so. I think you're the first.
Hell, well, like, it's awesome to be, the first one that's done it here. So
yeah,
something different. So
it is funny. It was funny, like when you saw the studio, because you all see like the one angle where everything looks kind of good, and the rest is not this good looking at all. So Nick's like, this is what your studio looks like.
You don't have to. At least they don't have to see it. So.
That's true. That is true.
they just see this part.
Just
so
imagine. Oh my goodness, somebody's rating. Oh my goodness, somebody tell me who the rate is. Is that JD again? Who's jumping in here? Oh my goodness. So full disclosure, I can't see. It's JDZ. Of course, it's JD. JD. You met him last weekend.
So this we have a super funny story. I'm familiar with JDZ being local to the area. And so he was streaming the event, obviously. And I go over to meet him. My friend takes me over to go meet him, and he points at me and he says, "I know you." And I was like, "Huh, that's weird. How do you know me?" And like the way I looked at him, I was like, "There's something super familiar that's different from like seeing JDZ on a stream or something like that." And he's like, "When we were at a DLC, you were grinding pack rushes with me for tickets, and we kept looping the line, and we just kept playing pack rush and doing a bunch of and just getting tickets and stuff like that from playing a bunch of pack rush against each other, because we just kept partnering up with each other, because we're like, you sure, why not?" And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." Like I totally remember that moment, and that's why like I totally recognize like something different in terms of like I've seen you before, like that's not on stream, but I never made that connection of like that's who I was playing. That's who was playing Pack Rush that entire time for DLC. So it was a really cool moment there, and it's just funny that he still remembered that.
That's so funny.
Because like that recollection was like in my memory as well. So
that's fine. So JD was locked in on pack rushing, not commentating that stuff.
Yeah, I guess I maybe you were commentating and I just didn't know at that time, but you were definitely in the pack rush line with me. So
it's so funny. Yeah, and the pack rush bonds, like the pack rush battle bonds, like are strong. They run deep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I high rolled him quite a few times on on a lot of the pack rushes. My packs were a bit better than him.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the raid, JD. As always, I hope you had an amazing stream. And if you're joining us from JDZ stream, it's Monday night. So let's talk Lorcana. Logan will be joining us in a little bit. In the meantime, we have our very first in-studio guest here, who like space and time warped from Tacoma, where you were yesterday.
My flight from Tacoma was 9 p.m. yesterday, and I am and I did not fly directly to Austin. I went back home to Sacramento first got home about 1 p.m. ish, and I got on a flight to Austin at 7 a.m. So
Yeah,
it's been a 1 a.m. to 7 a.m. So it's been a
day.
bit of a wild day in terms of moving along. So
Well, we can't both fall asleep at the same time. One of us has to be up at all times. For the record, Nick is here for work. This is not in our budget.
I did not immediately, book a flight knowing I would win in Tacoma. Straight to the podcast.
Right? We've had him book for months. We knew he would win. We called it. Actually, that's not true. Like, if anybody here is going to call wins, it's JD with his ridiculous draft picks at the DLCs. So, but yeah, thanks so much everyone for joining us. So, we are going to talk a little bit about your tournament, because you crushed it this weekend and qualified for. First of all, how does it feel? It was your first TCG, right?
Yeah, it was my first competitive TCG. I played a little Pokemon when I was a kid, but that's a
did.
little different, right? Like,
we all did.
I went there probably some LGS store back when I was like 6 or 7 and had no idea what I was doing. So. Right. I would say it's definitely different. Yeah. Different now, right? But this is my first competitive TCG.
Okay, so you're watching Lorcana all last season. You see Continentals, you see Worlds, and here you are having qualified for Continentals. Like, how does it feel to be in that club?
It's crazy, right? Like, it's something, I had imagined, like, oh, maybe there's a possibility at some point I would make it to that. I would make it the Worlds or something like that. Or like, maybe we could go get there at some point in time. And I was like, okay, well, I need to go to a DLC or something and perform really well and so forth. And yeah, it's crazy that, with the change of having CCQs, like, I had an opportunity to potentially, win an invitation to Continentals, and it happened. And just knowing that I secured a place there is just kind of insane, to be honest. Like, with all the other top players so far that have qualified from a couple of the other CCQs, and then Milwaukee as well. So
yeah, I'm gonna bring in Logan, because it's actually having you here is great. It's not as lonely in the studio. But bring in Logan. What's up? Hey, you're in a house.
Yes, I don't live in hotels anymore.
My goodness, we're taking steps up in the world. Congratulations. That must feel good.
It feels amazing. By the way, apologize for being tardy. Along with living in not a hotel anymore comes with having to get to the not hotel. So what a day it has been.
I know. Well, thanks for capping it off by hanging out with us for a little bit.
It's Monday night. What else am I doing on Monday night than being ready for the Illumineers?
There's nothing else going on Monday night. If you're not in JD's stream, or you're not here, I mean, what else is there? Right?
Exactly. What else is there? Absolutely nothing.
What else is there? So we're doing that kind of stuff. Logan, Nick, Logan. I don't know.
Logan. We have met in a match before.
Oh,
in DLC Vegas, in a side. It must have been like a competitive constructive, not the main event or something. It was, I think you were playing Green Steel at the time, and I was playing Amber Steel Song, and I remember I was playing Pick a Fight in my deck, and you played an Ursula.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You saw my Pick a Fight, and you were like, what is that? And you were like, oh, that's not good for my next play. So,
I distinctly remember that. You're right.
Yeah. It's that's the main moment I remember, but I've directly with you, and I didn't really know you as much, at least your presence at the time, but you're pretty high up in the world now, I think. So
I don't know about high up in the world. I certainly pretend like I know things, and for some reason, Leon keeps on letting me talk about it. So
it's true. It's one of my favorite quotes. I don't know who said it, but I remember it from like 20 years ago. Is life's dirty secret is nobody feels like an adult. Basically, we're all faking it. So yeah, we'll just fake it together.
I'm absolutely not an adult. I am a child with adult money, and it just continues to be more true every week.
Yep. Yeah, child with it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Sorry, I realized just now I forgot to send Dan the link to the show, so I had to get that done. Sorry, Dan. I've done that before with people. So anyway, we were just talking about Nick's finish at the CCQ,
Huge congrats, by the way.
Yeah,
Excellent
thank you very
run.
much. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, it was, at least for me, it's a once in a lifetime run that I've had at the CCQ. So yeah, hopefully we can carry that on to Continentals, and we'll put in the work in for it, and hopefully we'll get through with that as well. But yeah, thank you very much. I'm so excited and beyond hype that I made it through that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like any tournament like that is, and it's hard to make it to Top Cut in general, especially in the Fabled format. Um, Being able to take the entire tournament is another thing, all in and of itself. That's not even cards falling your way. That's also you just all day playing well enough to get to that point. So again, huge congrats. It's a really huge feat.
Yeah. So you were. I know people are going to ask if they haven't already know what were you playing, and you were playing
I am playing the
this.
classic Amber Steel aggro.
this. Yeah. So why Amber Steel?
Yeah. So Amber Steel I had played and practice as kind of my main deck of the format, as along with Blue Steel. So I have kind of familiarity with both those decks. So with the Blue Steel in Milwaukee coming out, Batsu's decker, who made top 32, was slightly different than kind of the type of Blue Steel that I was playing before in this set. So I was familiar with both deck formats. Amber Steel is a comfort thing for me. I played Amber Steel song since probably set 2 or so. Now I don't consider this Amber Steel song whatsoever per se. It's a different way of playing Amber Steel. But yeah, it's kind of one of the decks that I had been grinding and just getting used to the matchups and so forth on there. Picking this deck, I actually didn't know exactly if I was picking this going into the tournament. I had brought 3 decks with me, actually. I brought Amber Steel Aggro, I had brought Chroma Dogs, and then I had also brought a Blue Steel off of the Milwaukee deck list as well. Yeah, doing some testing, and we can, if we want to talk about later. Friday, they had competitive pods where you could win buys for the next day on Saturday. So I was testing different. I did different deck testing during that to see how I felt about which deck I would play in the main event on Saturday.
And this one won.
And
this one was the winner.
Yeah, this one was the winner. So it's kind of what we went with.
What's up? What's up with this? What's up?
Yeah. So Doc's a really good card in the format. And what's even better is if you want to play a 5th Doc, might as well play a 5th Doc. So I Won't Give In is a tech to basically play an extra Doc, assuming you have one in your discard. Or you can just get back any other Nala or any other 2 Quester that you have in the discard. Especially if you get this late in the game, you're at 4 ink. You can play this outright and probably play your 2-drop right away. Especially if you top deck this card, it's basically a free whatever 2-drop you wanted. It's a great card just to have in the list. It also has a little bit of tech for blue-green, where they often play the John Silver to make your Nala or something else reckless, and your 2-drop can sing the song, get you back a card, and not have to hit into whatever to probably get banished and survive another turn. So like I had one blue-green match where I was able to grab an inkable from my with my Nala, so my Nala still lives. I grabbed an inkable back from my discard and was able to use that as ink to be able to play my next cards in my hand. So that's kind of my thought process around that one. I couldn't feel like I didn't have any card I really wanted to cut from the list, so we just added it. We had a joke running in our Airbnb around running 61 cards. So a bunch of us ran 61 cards, and yeah, we ran 61 cards for an aggro deck, which is probably not standard, but we decided to do it for this. So.
It's so funny. I love like the 61 card thing, because to some players it's just like
sacrilege, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like you can't play 61
You
cards.
say 61, and it's just like nails on a chalkboard. They're just like
Yeah.
it's like their vision turns red. And they're like how dare you? And it's not even like they're not even like this is bad for you competitively, and like how it's a bad idea, and it's like sacrilegious to like TCGs, you know, like blasphemy. It's so funny.
I'm not gonna lie, that's an argument we have with RMB pretty well. Pretty well every set. I swear, every single set or testing cycle, he will come out with a deck list. He's like, "All right, guys, this is it. This is it. This is the deck list, and it's 61 cards." And we're like, "Really? All 61 cards? There's not one card that you could shave off that you feel comfortable about? Not a single one."
No.
I tend to be the 61st card non-enjoyer because that's going to be the one card that I draw.
The one you don't want it, right?
Yes, it's like the people who have made the argument of like, oh, well, you need 9 pieces of ramp in Sapphire decks instead of just 8, and I'm just like, yeah, that one jump ahead until you're in the mid game, and you need literally any other card in your life than that one jump ahead, and then you brick, and your hand is forever. I don't know. I could rant and rave about my thoughts on 61 cards, but I'm also very particular. So my opinion probably isn't the best on that particular topic.
That's so funny. I don't know. This is my favorite debate. Who was it with the 75 card with Sailor?
Hamza?
Oh, it was a Hamza
Yeah.
and Sailor with the 75 and like 60 card debate.
And then Hamza lost, so he doesn't get to play 75 cards.
No more 70 plus card decks.
That was an actual bet we had at Continentals in top 8 just before they went to go play. RMB was like, Hamza, if you lose this round specifically, you can't play 70 cards anymore. And he goes, okay.
That's funny.
And then it's funny.
And then he lost.
And then never again to play 70 plus cards.
That's so funny. It just is so funny. And it's not even, I don't know that people like playing above 60 cards are super passionate about it. They're just like, yeah, whatever. Like, yeah, I want a 61st card. I want a 61st card. Yeah, it's fine. And then everybody else is like, no.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, there are times where it works out. Hamza being a fantastic case, amazing deck builder, amazing player, incredibly consistent. I mean, multiple time DLC top cut person that showed up in top cut with 70 plus decks. I mean, I remember in Seattle we saw him in top cut, and Sailor and I just absolutely busted out in Swiss, and then we saw Hamza's list and we're like, are we just bad at the game? Like, do we need to just reevaluate everything we think about the game, because we can't do it and he does it multiple times in a row? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's funny. But the debate has been settled, I guess. I don't know. I do like this comment from Zan, like playing the red blue and then just adding 4 develops, because I can see arguments either way. It does feel like develop is just an extra, I don't know, it's almost like not there. But I don't know. It's a fun little.
I mean, if it's a card that like looks at a card, is it really a card? I mean,
it's just a cycle for other cards that were in your 60 card deck that before you put 4 developers in.
That's right.
This isn't the 61st card. This is still a 60 card deck. I just happen to have 4 cards that say draw a card.
That's true. It's wheel, or what you call it? What's the word? Deck chaff. Like getting decked. What's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? When you deck your opponent.
Mill.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. See, that's how tired I am. It's a mill buffer. That's what it is.
It's been a Monday, obviously.
I know. I literally, yeah. Chat coming in. Thank you so much.
I was thinking, I got it eventually when you were saying that.
That's true. Chat coming in hot. I know Courtney from Enchanter just loved to like mill Ruby Sapphire players with her Steel Song. So a little mill buffer, just a couple extra cheeky cards there. It's fun. So are we oh my goodness. And as if summoned, I think I made my comment before I saw her in the chat. So there you go, Courtney. That's funny. So yeah, anyway, good event overall.
Yeah,
good time.
It was a super fun event. happy to talk about the run if you want me to on what I played against and how that went through and stuff. But
Yeah,
just event one. Yeah,
that would be fun. I was doing a quick like meta scan here, and I'm like, where's the green?
Yeah, kind of on the bottom part there. So you'll notice that there's a lot of purple steel in the and John's uploaded. John's great. He often uploads every single deck list that gets submitted if he's part of running the event and stuff. So you can see like kind of like the full list of participant deck lists. There's a lot of amethyst steel. And
I mean,
Emerald
when it
Blue.
wins the DLC,
Yeah,
on top
exactly,
of also just
yeah.
being one of the top 4 decks,
Yeah.
I could have guessed we'd see like a huge meta share of that.
Yeah,
I'm
so Emerald Sapphire probably did not have a good time. I'm
gonna do a quick scan. I want to see if I can find Timothy Q Mouse and the Ariel and that 3-drop Tinkerbell. Let's see if she's in here somewhere.
Timothy.
Up 3-drop Tinkerbell.
Yep, there she is. All right, so Frank Karsten's effects like on full swing here.
Yeah.
Look at that. Anyways, so yeah. I don't know, Logan. You have any questions, or you want to hear about the run? I
want to hear about the run. You talked about how you settled on the list. I mean, obviously it was just the right pick for the day, but did you run into anything that was a particularly bad matchup? Did you ever have a moment where you're like, man, I don't know. Like, did you have a moment throughout the day where you're just like, man, I regret this decision. I wish I would have brought something else, or was it just kind of firing on all cylinders all day?
Yeah, we just kind of went for it. Like once we chose the deck. So I kind of mentioned before, but on Friday, as part of the event, they had basically 8-person pods where once 8 people queued up, basically you would play a single elimination pod with 8 people. And if you won the pod, you would win a buy for the Saturday Swiss rounds.
Okay, so what they did in Denver.
Yeah, but you can win up to 2 buys as well.
Oh no,
which
that's dangerous.
Is, to be honest, when you think about it, it's kind of insane, right? Like if you could win 2 buys, like that drastically makes one, like even if you lose and your tiebreakers are probably really, really good and so forth.
I mean, starting off the main event 2-0. I mean, you're just
is also just like nice there and being able to see how the first 2 rounds are going for everyone else and so forth.
Like getting that time to just be able to scout, even like invaluable.
Yeah, exactly. So my understanding is there's about 12 pods that fired that day. Nobody won 2 buys. 12 individual people won 1 buy each. So that's how kind of that went. I did win 1 buy as part of that using Amber Steel aggro. I had tested Chroma Dogs in one of the pods and lost in the finals there as well.
You're like,
so
nope.
Yeah, I was like, man, so close. It was funny because it was the same matchup that I had won in the mirror with the Amber Steel aggro with. So day 1 of Saturday went round 1 by. Round 2, I had Sapphire Steel I won the dice roll, so I was on the play. That went 2-1 to me. I unfortunately had the most nuts thing I think I've ever done on a high roll on the 3rd game, where I opened I opened Aurora into double Aurora, fire the cannons into quest all 3 Auroras, play a Tiana, and play a second Tiana as part of turn 3. So my turn 3, even though I was on the draw, was 3 Auroras, 2 Tianas, and I had Dock in hand. And the game's just over. Like it's like there's nothing you can do. Nothing to do about that. Second match, blue green ended up winning that one 2-1 on the play. And then we go into my round 4, which maybe we can have a conversation about. So I actually received a game loss as part of the deck check that happened for this round. So what happened was I had a dual deck box. So I have because I brought multiple decks I was testing the day before. and I didn't know I was playing what I was playing yet until that day. And I had my Amber Steel aggro on the top of the deck box, and in the other compartment, I had my Amber Emerald Dogs. So, coming from being just my first competitive TCG, right? Honestly, like I didn't even kind of think through, but it makes sense that as part of the deck check, you have to present your deck. Your deck box is presented to the. My understanding is your deck box is presented to the judge, and anything in that deck box has to match your deck list that you submit. Because my deck box had 2 decks in it, all those cards are considered part of my list. My list doesn't match because I had 2 decks there, even though we were about to play the match where my deck that I was playing was on the field already of play. And so unfortunately I received a game loss as part of that. That's a kind of a moment of learning for me, just, not knowing that and not having that issue kind of ever come up kind of before. So we know for next time, single deck box without limits. Yeah. Luckily I won. I was on the draw for that game. So in a way it was okay because I lost game 1. I lost game 1. I got to choose to be on the play for game 2. So that was I was able to start there and then win game 3 on the draw to essentially 2-0 with a 2-1 as a game loss. So made it through that. And then 5th was also another Amber Steel aggro mirror where I was on the play and then won that. And then I did the other 2 rounds. So there were 7 rounds total. There was a potential for me to play the 7th round as to try to get to the top seed, just because, one of the parts of this event is you need to win in order to get the invitational, and top seed's pretty good being on the play, especially as Amber Steel aggro. I ended up deciding not to, just because based on where I was in the standings at the moment, there was a little bit more to lose if I were to lose that match versus win if I were to play that match out and lose. The people that were above me or like near me in the seating were decks I would be okay playing on the draw to if I had to. Like, it's not the best, obviously, but it's not like they were Amber Steel and Blue Steel, where like if it was a purple steel matchup, then it would maybe be a little bit scarier to be on the draw there. Yeah, then we moved on to day 2. I got purple steel. I was on the play though. Made it through that, and then luckily queued into top 8, which was a Blurple matchup, which I was on the play for because I was higher seed. Into another Blurple matchup, as that person had beat the top seed in the tournament. So I was on the play again versus another Blurple matchup for in semifinals. Into another Blurple matchup for finals.
Man, this is
I'm like, all the cards are aligning to make this run happen, and we took it one match at a time, and it just kept rolling in that way. If it was on stream for the semis and the finals, so if you go back, you'll see the last match is a little bit crazy, where I basically have one. I'm at 16 lore. I have a Pluto and some other one quester on the board, and I need to. I have no cards. My opponent has no cards. I need to basically top deck a 2 quester or something that will generate 2 lore on the board, and my opponent needs to brick and not pull a removal or something. So I top deck a lady, put that on the board. So I have 4 lore total there, but I don't want to quest out in case there's some Bell shenanigans that can happen there. And they top deck a Rafiki, which doesn't do anything into the board. So that's how I win the final.
Point of the game.
I was like, wow, that's like, all I could hope for at that point, based on how many outs were kind of left on the board and what I saw in his discard and what he ended up inking and stuff like that. So that was kind of my one way out, and it got through, and that's how the run kind of lived there and finished off in the finals. So
there you go. It's hey, sometimes the matchups fall your way, and I don't know, Logan. I feel like nobody wins like or qualifies for continentals without not everything has to fall your way in terms of matchups, but you have to get pretty good matchup luck throughout the day.
You have to get reasonably lucky. I mean,
Reasonably lucky. That's good.
I mean, you can just look at my DLC run as a good example, right? Like day one, just like I felt like everything was going my way. It didn't matter what was happening, whether it was matchup or whether it was draws, whether it was me needing my opponent to not have something and them just not having it. And then day two is just like the exact opposite happened. So you need a little bit of luck, but you have to have the ability and skill to put yourself in the position to get lucky, if that makes any sense. There are a lot of people that kind of any good run that happens like that isn't just because, oh, well, it was just your day and everything happened. Yeah, there's that to an extent, but you also have to understand the sequences in high stress moments, like you were talking about, playing around certain cards and being mindful of threats that could come down and stop your game plan. It's being mindful of that all day, but having the ability and forethought that every turn, every decision, being like, okay, if this is the thing that's going to stop me, how do I play around it? If they have the best version of their hand that's going to stop me, what can I do to make that be the least amount impactful? So again, I mean, like a run like this, it doesn't happen by accident. So even more so, just congratulations of how good the day went.
I definitely was happy with my play. One of the goals for myself, like as I play and try to get better as a player, is my main goal is like, even if I lose the match, my goal is to not make a major mistake where like I feel like that like I like lost the game inherently, like right there type of thing. And that's where like if I make that mistake, like that's where I'm trying to learn from and identify to make sure like that's the like where could I've done better in terms of like if it's a mulligan or something I inked or something like that, like where could I have done better there in terms of my matches. And I felt like at least in Tacoma, I felt like a lot of my plays I thought through correctly and kind of analyzed the situation, how it was, and was happy with my play overall there. And, with a good amount of luck at the same time with some things, like it all worked out in terms of getting that all together to win the tournament. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And you had the benefit of a wonderful stream from JDZ, which everybody should go watch the replay of to kind of diagnose your play in the last few rounds. So, yeah, I just wanted to shout out JD. That was my
yeah, I was watching this funny. I was watching that back on because I didn't watch the stream until I was flying back from Seattle to Sacramento, and I was watching it while I was like slightly falling asleep on the plane, like just to see as well. So, but it's cool to be on stream. I think it was my first time ever on stream at any event. So
that's awesome, and hopefully you do it again at Continentals. I kind of like, I know we want more challenges, and I agree. I will always say more challenges is better, but the CCQs are kind of cool, and I really like that we're gonna have this field in in Continentals where instead of it last season where it's like, hey, we've got here's the Vegas chunk, here's the Atlanta chunk. I mean, you had these 6 spots, and then here's like the couple last chance qualifiers where we're gonna have like these 1s and 2s who have like all these different routes to get in there from different parts of the country. It just feels kind of cool. I don't know.
No, like I mean, as we started season 2, I think, especially with the fewer amount of DLCs that we get to have this season, I mean, I think CCQs were absolutely necessary. And when they announced that they were able to work with third-party events, because for the longest time we didn't think we would get things like a Charlie's that would even have a shot at becoming a CCQ just because of the pricing and nature that they have of it. So having to like being able to spread these out and seeing more chances for everybody to play and possibly compete and get the Continentals title. I mean, it's everything we wanted going into season 2 to have chances like that. So I'm glad we're having it and seeing things like this happen where somebody who may not have been able to go to a DLC or have a shot at Continentals otherwise is now getting to go. Who deserves to be there.
That's kind of exactly what happened in my scenario, where actually I was unable to go to DLC Milwaukee. I was in Disney World at the time, with some pre plans with Run Disney that they like to schedule during the races.
TFM Melissa down there too.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah. So, I was running the races there. It's the exact weekend in Milwaukee. I was like, can't do that. The marathon weekend that's coming up in Disney World happens during Richmond. I already signed up for that. I was like, cool, guess I'm not playing in, the first 2 North America tournaments this time. So, I mean, without, CCQs, like, my opportunities would be a lot worse than they are, just because I can't attend 2 out of the 3 DLCs, and there's only 3 of them, at least in North America and stuff. So, definitely appreciate, obviously, having the CCQs for at least giving the opportunity to try to get that spot for Continentals.
I'm a big fan. We need one in Austin community. Make that. I guess I could. I guess I'm part of it. I guess I should make that happen.
Make the Diet Coke Invitational a CCQ.
Yes,
you heard it
DCI.
DCI CCQ. So many acronyms.
Really quickly, a couple things I want to address here. Questions. So I'm going to do 2 things real quick. I want to answer just a couple questions in the chat. 2, I want to, Logan, ask you about your week, because we didn't get to do that. And then 3, we're going to bring in our next guest to talk about other stuff and controversy and all that. First question, because there was one about this. Do enchanteds are enchanteds allowed in tourneys, and do they need to be double sleeved? Yes, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Yes, they're allowed in tourneys. They don't need to be double sleeved. The one thing is with foils is some of them, especially the pet foiling now, didn't have that problem with gold foiling. With pet foiling, you do get a curl issue sometimes. And so you have to be careful that your cards are not distinguishable from any of your other cards. But enchanters are still allowed.
Yep. And as a kind of a scenario to that, my deck was deck checked, and I did have 4 enchanted Tianas in my deck. I do have them double sleeved in my deck, but they are allowed. Otherwise, I guess the judge would, not let me play that deck or make them replace. I did bring replacement Tianas just in case something happened for it, but yeah.
It's that weird moment where if you are running enchanteds, I would highly suggest, if your enchanteds are double sleeve, just double sleeve everything.
Yeah.
Don't give an opponent or any sort of possible different kind of feeling thing allow for a judge call for something so simple. I mean, I'm someone who doesn't play with shiny cards, not even specifically for that reason. I prefer to play with base versions of cards. But at the Milwaukee DLC, there was more than one occasion where I heard somebody calling a judge because of suspected being able to cut to specific cards because they were either foiled or enchanted. So are they allowed? Yes. But if you're going to sleeve them a certain way, just have every card in your deck.
Yeah, it needs to be consistent in your deck. But
yeah.
Make it indistinguishable.
Yeah. One comment: we need more love up here in Canada. Yep, preach. I get you.
Absolutely agree.
Our friends, the Great White North, need some more stuff up there. Maybe Vancouver has a pretty robust community. I know Steve and some folks up there. So
look, I'm just saying. Every time we hear about the Canadian community, I'm just like, there's so many of them. I don't know. It feels weird. It's kind of like the Midwest, where there's a decent amount of people out here, but you don't really hear about big tournaments out here. Kind of same thing with Canada. Like, there's a lot of good players in Canada. They just don't have many big events that people are like, oh, we really got to watch this event happening in Canada this weekend. Like anything to the equivalent of Charlie's or Ink. Yeah. But the resources to put those things on also aren't easy to muster and get up. And these are companies and people who have spent years building up to what they now have. So
yeah, nope, completely agree. Last question I have to address. Stutchy, I have not yet. This question is about a giveaway that we're running based on our latest case opening video, giving away a box of Fable to everybody who entered. I was going to do that tonight on stream, but something happened that kind of preempted it. It'll make sense at the end of the show. We have to talk about something else. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow, and I'm hoping to live stream it, but I'm tracking it and I haven't done it yet. So everybody's still in the running for a box of Fabled. So yeah. That's the answer to that. Logan, before we bring in Dan, how we didn't get to do the pleasantries up front. How was your week in Lorcana or otherwise?
No, I mean my week was really good. I because of the challenge of just changing jobs and moving, I haven't had a lot of time to look at Whispers cards a lot.
Yeah.
So this past week/weekend, I finally got to sit down and read a lot of Whispers cards. This weekend, I got to actually sleeve up some proxies and play some Whispered. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited for Whispers. I've also just have been more, I guess, in touch with the Iowa community. I found a place to pre-order some product. So this Friday I'll be picking that up. So I'll have tons of stuff to open and look over and just see what I'm going to need, because as usual, per every set I have to have 4 of every card of the set or I feel incomplete and my brain screams at me. So goal is by the end of the weekend to have 4x of the entire set. Hopefully my Iowa community will help me get that, and any epics, enchanteds, or iconics that I open otherwise will be the trading points that help me get there. But no, I mean that's just kind of like the big highlight, man. I'm very, very excited for Whispers. I think we are going to see a lot of fresh ideas and a lot of things that have been really close to being viable, or even things that were viable before but now just have power boosts. I think it's going to be great. I think Whispers is a huge turning point for the game, even more so than what Fabled was.
Yeah, with Whispers kind of being a full, basically a full set of new cards.
I think basically, literally a full
I
set
think,
of new cards.
I think like the Mickey Detectives right reprinted or something, like 2 reprints or something of that sort. But we'll see like a huge shift in terms of what's viable and strategies there in comparison to maybe what happened with the rotation and the addition of some Fabled cards and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is in a lot of ways it's setting a new precedent going forward. I mean, so we can talk about the Mickey reprint for a minute being an alternate art. We saw a thing like that with the one drop Captain Hook. When it was reprinted, it had an alternate art. So now going forward, I would like to see or expect anytime we see a card reprinted, now we get a new version of it. So anybody who's been playing for a while, like me, I prefer the set 1 Captain Hook, but there's some people who prefer, is it set 8, set 7?
8, yeah.
Set 8, that, some people prefer that artwork of Captain Hook. Just seeing,
They're wrong.
I mean, look, I agree, but I agree, but I mean, it's giving more life to the game. The Dragonfly reprint, seeing chat talk about that. I mean, just I love seeing these cards that we've spent the better part of 2 years with just get new life breathed into them. So this just excites me even more. Like, I'm somebody that when I open new cards for a new set, the first thing I look for isn't even necessarily all the good legendaries. I want the art cards that come at the back. I have to finish the picture, right? So even since, was it Arcasia's Island that started with the story cards?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I immediately look for all of those. So seeing more art of I mean, again, the thing that got me into the game initially, I saw the artwork for Maleficent Dragon, and that's what that's what really got me and pushed me to want to play the game. So seeing more artwork, more just Disney characters shown to us in ways we've never seen before, and that being a precedent that they're showing us, this is what we're going to do going forward. I can't wait to see what they do just with anything that we see come back. I mean, imagine Be Prepared gets reprinted, but
Oh my god,
it's just totally different. I mean, we've seen what they've done with Dragonfire, and I really love the new artwork for Dragonfire. So staples like that we used to have, that we spent so much time. I mean, I can't count how many hours I've looked at, played, sleeved, shuffled around a Be Prepared or a Dragonfire card, and to see it in a different light is really exciting for me personally.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I love it. I love the alt art. I love new cards. I love the new set. I'm excited. I want to bring in our next guest to talk a little bit about some new cards that he's excited about. And You both kind of set us up nicely for a segue, talking about new decks we're excited about. If you're interested in decks you can look at for day one, Forbidden Mountain, I think today published 11 decks you can look at on day one. It's a fun video. You should go check it out. And that segues me into Dan. Hopefully he's ready. He's been in the green room for 30 minutes. Here he comes. It's Dan from the Forbidden Mountain. What are those on your wall?
They are Elsa's.
Well, I'm jealous.
Look at him staring.
Where did you get those? Hold on.
They're actually just like regular cards just stuck on his computer screen.
You're going to get off the wall too now.
It's just a forced perspective.
Yeah.
All right. So these are from the CCQ in Stockholm. Giant shout out to Melissa and Ben that went over there before the week of Bologna and played in this event. And these were on the prize wall in Stockholm. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Man, their big cards were better than ours.
They brought home a bunch of these. And I think that these are really, really nice.
No, I mean
absolutely right here. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You want to see the other one too? I'll go get it if you want to see it.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, is it another Elsa?
Oh my God. Is it another Elsa? Elsa?
How many Elsas do you have, Dan?
Man.
Oh no!
No! What's so good?
Yeah.
Liam's coming over to take that from you.
Yeah.
Pulling a JD.
I
just
might
walk away casually.
Listen, Liam. I might know someone that has more, so you might have to make. You might have to really just suck up to Melissa or something. I don't know, but
listen, you've had him fidgeting.
I gotta go. Nick, you got the show.
I'm running it now.
Okay, well that derailed it, and like I got to do one more zooming because we got that golden Mickey sitting back there.
Yeah, he's
of
hanging
course.
out too.
Just chilling on the shelf. And is that your Transformers trophy?
No, that's actually a gift from the Hummingbird design. It's a Forbidden Mountain. I'll try and turn it on. See, there's colors.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I have one of those, but it's a Bulbasaur.
It's super cool.
Your wall looks better than mine. All I got's a bamboo.
I haven't had a chance to put things up, so I'm immediately disqualified.
You look like you're finally in a new house, which is congratulations on the move and everything. Hopefully, it's all going well.
It's been a long time. I have a home.
Yeah, I like freaked out when I saw you in a house. I was very excited.
Yeah, I did notice the change. I was like, oh, that looks like not a hotel room. This is awesome for him.
I get a permanent space for a while now. It's crazy. We'll see how long it lasts before my company's like move again. But
move again? Question mark.
Please no, please no.
Okay.
No, so honestly, before we continue real quick. Huge congrats to Dan, by the way. I mean, we talked about it a little bit last week. Story, every DLC, every person has their own individual story, and we did touch on Dan's for a little bit. Always somebody who is right there, kind of was, in the same vein as me. Tends to always be right there, but never quite gets the gold. And it was, your weekend, dude. Like, just every time I was checking in with somebody, like, oh yeah, no, Dan's still going. And we're like, one of the homies is still making it. So just watching you run is fantastic, man. It was a long time coming. I can't congratulate you enough.
Yeah. I know in day one, obviously you were on the run too. So you know what it's like to be on that run and like have the feeling. Obviously, this time wasn't for you. Next time, hopefully it is, right? Like it really does come. You guys were talking at the top of the show. You need a lot to go right to have that type of run. And I certainly believe in that after the run of last week, because there were way too many times where games were way too close and the cards were just in my favor. So, yeah.
How many times did you have the moment where you're like, all right, the only card that gets me there is Under the Sea?
5 times.
And you either top decked it or play a tramp, and it would be the 4th or 5th card out of the 4 or 5 that you were allowed to draw. But again, just playing and setting yourself up for those situations to have that be, okay, if I get this, I'm there. And navigating to those, just really well played all weekend, man. And then because you played well, you were setting yourself up for those situations to go that way. So again, can't be happier for you, man. It was awesome.
Thank you, thank you. It does mean a lot. It was a lot of work, of course, that went into this one. I mean, I can't help but shout out Melissa again. Without her, I probably don't play dogs. So, it was really nice to choose the deck, it work out the way that we were kind of planned it for it. And like you said, I said, I put up my hand for 5 times. I specifically remember in 5 game 3s, the exact card I needed to find was an Under the Sea, and it was there 5 times. Any one of those other times, I might not even be in top 32. So it is what it is type thing. So it's nice to have it when it's there. We'll take it, for this one. Hopefully we can just keep going with it, move forward with it.
Yep, I felt that all the time at the Tacoma CCQ. I was like, my only out is this. It was like top deck Doc and 2 1-drops, and they only can remove 2 out of the 3, and I'm at 19 lore. I was like, I don't know how that happened, but sometimes it just aligns, right?
It's just your day.
It's just your day, and it makes the run happen. So
I mean, that's really all we can hope for. And sometimes, you often say it's better to be lucky than good. In most cases, it's best to be good and lucky. So
it's best to have literally everything go.
Yeah, exactly. Take it all.
But no, man, it's a fantastic run. I mean, it's one of those things that, I mean, you just get to that point and you're just like, can there be any more? And, you ran into possibly the worst matchup against, the worst person to be piloting the worst matchup.
Oh, yeah. No. We were fine. We were more than content by the time we got the top 4 and losing to Frank Carson. It was time. All right. It was time.
It's like, it's just kind of highlighting, right? It's like you need everything to go your way, and it just unstoppable force meets the brick wall, right? Like you just if there's anything that was going to stop you, it had to exactly be Frank Karsten on the exactly worst matchup for your deck.
Yeah, it's one of those. I mean, I won 14 matches in a row. So the idea of even completing that task of going 16 in a row was, I mean, that would have been, unbelievably insane. So the fact that we were even in the moment where we got to in the tournament is already kind of miraculous in itself. So we're all good. All right. We're all good losing to Frank Carson in top 4. There's no hard feelings here.
You're going to lose to somebody. I don't think anyone's arguing that. That's a bad loss.
I said this a couple times. Like, if I was not on stream in top 4 against Frank Carson, I probably would have conceded on turn 3 in both games. There was no way I was winning them. It's just not happening.
So I know we have other things to talk about, but just because we haven't gotten your perspective, I mean, so you've just gotten to top 4. Well, let's not even say you've just gotten to top 4. Let's just say you just played your match with Frank Karsten. You finish, and you are now just like, okay, that was my run. That was it. Like, what are your feelings after that moment? Like, just knowing you were so close to being in the finals, not even just winning, but being in the finals, and you stopped short. Like, just what are you feeling in that moment?
Honestly, for me as a competitive player, specifically in tournaments this large, the goal is almost always just top cut. So once you make day 2, it's the bar. Once you make top 32, it's the next bar. Everything after top 32 is just extra, right? It's just the sprinkles. It's just the cherry. So I was incredibly content with the run. I felt like I got lucky in top 32. I felt like I got lucky in top 8. So having those 2 wins kind of go my way, it's kind of just is what it is. Frank Carson is someone that I have followed majority of his career. So for me to sit down, I just met him for the first time in Bologna and spoke to him and had conversations with him. It was a really nice conversation. To fast forward that to all of a sudden we're playing each other in the top 4 of a DLC. It was just kind of a story cap for me in that chapter of the story. So I was completely good with it. I can't really ask for a better run than I got. So I don't even want to be greedy about it or feel bad about it in any way, because we got lucky to even be there for sure.
I mean, so just I fully feel that grateful moment. I mean, that's just kind of we kind of talked about, just I had that feeling on Saturday. I was like, okay, what more can I ask for? the going home. Like, what was your going home? I mean, I saw your story. I was just keeping up with it, and you were just obviously like, golden Mickey in hand, always seatbelt with the golden Mickey, just ready to see family. But like, were there any more? I mean, were you just like, man, I
Um,
can't wait to get home
so
and
it was
like
really cool.
rest. I can't wait to get home and just like look for the future. Like, I want to play more.
Oh
Or
yeah.
maybe I need to take a break after a weekend like this.
No,
Like,
well, so so I remember sitting in the car and I'm riding with Ben. Shout out to Ben, of course. And I was like, yeah, it's gonna be great. The whole plan was after Milwaukee was to get home and play Borderlands 4 because I purposely didn't buy it before the DLCs. I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till after DLC is over, then I'll buy it. I'll spend a week playing Borderlands because I haven't played a video game in 3 years. That's a fact. Since I started the content channel, I have not played a video game, so it's been a very long time. So I was like, I'm gonna take a week off. It's gonna be great. And then, I topped for the DLC, and I was like, oh, I guess I'm not gonna do any of that actually.
Fine, I'll do.
Right. So
fine, I'll video myself talking about my wins. Golden Mickey's
yeah,
always
it's
next to you on your
fun.
shoulder. He's like the little evil Kronk. Like, talk about it.
The Mickey, I don't know. It's comical to me. Obviously he's a trophy. He's worth whatever he's worth. But it's been a lot of fun for just like to me to do like these little silly skits and everything like that. I just enjoy it. I think that a lot of us that have won Golden Mickeys are, this is just a ticket for a number that exists somewhere, right? And for me, it's like, yeah, it does exist. It is for that. But I also want to like show the point of Disney Lorcana, like, hey, this is such a cool thing to have. Like to be one of the people that have one of these sitting behind me and then just like randomly having fun with it, putting it in my Christmas tree and stuff like that. I want to have a good time with it too. So I really want to show that like you can still have a good time, and be competitive and do all those good things. But yeah, after being away from my family for a week, getting home, especially my wife was over the top excited, about how well I was doing. She knew how much it meant to me to even make day 2, let alone make top 32. So basically with each and every, cornerstone of that tournament and reaching those moments, she was over the moon excited. So like getting home to her, letting her hug me, let her embrace that excitement. Like that was a really great moment for me, of course. And yeah, at heart, I'm a dad, right? So like I hadn't seen my kids in a week. October took me away for 2 weeks. I went to Bologna for a week. I went to Milwaukee/Pittsburgh for a week. So to come home, relax for an entire month. I don't leave until PPG Orlando again. It'll be really nice to just be at home with the family, enjoy it. And yeah, all in all, it was a great run. A lot to reflect on. And like you said, what's really funny is that there is no bigger push on planet Earth for how much more you want to take the game serious than actually winning a golden Mickey. I've never in my life wanted to go and win another one just because of winning one of them, because of like that's how good it felt to do it. So like very much looking forward to Richmond already for sure.
I mean, like while I haven't won a golden Mickey, feeling like my first initial goal for the weekend was, all right, if I can make day 2, then that's the first milestone, and then I make day 2 in flying colors, and like there's no better motivator than hitting the first goal and be like, all right, well now there's more. Like there's a next step. There's another thing I haven't done yet. There's another ceiling to push through, and I mean, just mimicking that. I got home and yeah, I was, I had my feelings about the weekend or whatever, but first and foremost, I was like, I just want to play the game more. Like, when's the next event? When's the next time I can compete and do it again? And it's probably a sickness to a degree, but like that's what it takes to hit those milestones.
It's a bit of insanity for sure. No doubt.
Yeah, winning the CCQ is just like it's a whole different thing because it's just like I didn't even like have a thought point of like, I'll go to Continentals or something like that, and all of a sudden I'm qualified for it. And like yesterday, I was just like thinking like, wow, well, like it's time to really, really start grinding and like try to put my worth to being honored to get the invitation to Continentals, where I'm going to play players like Dan and Frank Carlson and everyone else. Where I want to try to hold my own if I can. So going from not being able to attend like the first 2 NA DLCs coming up and stuff to being qualified already, like that's, as Dan said, it's like you get like another fire lit in wanting to play better and wanting to like kind of show like you could do it again and stuff. So
it wasn't a fluke.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
That's awesome. I've not played in a Lorcana tournament for a minute, so I can't.
What do you mean? You had a competitor's badge for Milwaukee. You just
did.
decided you'd want to do other things.
I love your story, Dan, with coming back to your family and stuff, and how excited I came back from Seattle, or actually, I guess this morning I came back at 1 a.m. from Seattle, and my wife was like, "Wake me up when you get home, so we can just like chat about it." Because she was watching the whole stream and stuff like that. She knew how much it meant to me to win the to win the invite and stuff. So, yeah, it's
We love
it's a great
supportive partners around
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Yeah, what would we do without them? Seriously.
Be much more sad in life.
That's
my
true.
my Milwaukee experience would be night and day. I will tell you that for sure.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Can't let Liam talk about it because he'll actively cry. But you know,
What do you mean? I never cry.
he
I'm
never
not-
gets emotional about his partner
not-
ever.
I'm not an
Jeez.
emotional person. But no, it was it always like both. I've been at events with both of your significant others and gotten to see them like cheer you on and everything like that. And it does completely change the vibe, and it is, I don't know, so fun having family around to kind of like be there. And I don't know, I miss it when Aaron can't travel. So yeah, it's a bummer. I don't want to like transition off this because like Dan, like this has been a year like getting to this moment and super exciting. But I do have I have one like piece of drama related news that I wanted to ask the group about because it was all the rage on Twitter's the past few days. Before we get into a couple of cards, Dan, that you sent us. Okay, so Auckland, they have an event. And at this event, I think they have 100 and some odd players.
150-ish.
150.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's cool. That
Nick
sounds
knows-
like a lot of people.
Nick knows right where I'm going with this. You all know right where I'm going with this. And we find out that the number of Simbas that they have for the top 64 is the same as a DLC. So 64, like top 64 in a DLC with 2,000 people get it, and then in Auckland, top 64 get it. And people do the math real quick, and some people are frustrated. I have thoughts, and I don't know. I wanted to bring it up because I kind of wanted to talk about it because I don't know. People are very upset about this, and I don't know. Does anyone want to offer their opinion first, or do you want me to go?
I would.
Chat.
I would love for Liam to go first.
I would love for
Oh,
Liam to
no.
go first, so I can grab my water real quick. Let me grab water. So I'm not on screen while Liam says something that's controversial. Hold on.
I'm about to because I'm gonna say, and I was vocal about this on Twitter. I don't have a problem with it. And here's why. Because I think one of the perspectives we need to have, and I know everybody's saying, I get both sides of this, and I think both sides are justified in their opinion. If you go to a DLC and you make 74 and you don't get the Simba, and then you see somebody tournament where about 50% of the field is earning the card, like I totally get it, and you are right to feel frustrated. But here's the thing. Those folks down there in the New Zealand, Australia area have very, very little chance to compete for some of these prize cards. And people who have been around the game for even since set one, and there have been Australia fans who've been like trying to get the cards before it was even out in Australia, have only had a single challenge as an official event. And I believe this Auckland event was the second event that they've had where they've been able to compete for prize cards. And of course, you're going to say you could pull a DKP and you could fly over to Europe or America, but the cost to do that is thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. Whereas even us puddle jumping over the Atlantic, you can actually get flights for a reasonable price, but flying to Australia is not cheap. So here's the thing. Like if somebody wanted to get an easier shot at it, pay the price to fly to New Zealand or Australia to compete for an easier Simba, like good on you, because you're probably going to pay about as much, if not more, than you'd have to buy the card for. So frankly, my heart goes out to people in other regions of the world where the game isn't. And to see them try to keep some regional parity between the number of cards, I'm okay with. And so I get the frustration. Everybody's perfectly right to feel that. But my opinion on the matter is, my personal opinion is, I don't have a problem with this. If they did it 50 times in the same region, I'd be like, okay. But if there's only going to be a set number of these either challenges or like these feeder events, and I forget what they're calling them, and that region only has this amount, which is even less than the amount that we have in our region, like I'm okay with that. All right, I just wanted to say that because this was all over the place this week.
Yeah, I agree with you in that point, and my understanding, because I was actually debating at some point. I was in Auckland, Australia already, and I almost debated going. I was there in, was it late August, early September, and I was like, oh, they have a qualifier there. Maybe I'll try to go to it. And they had released a pricing structure, and it had those prizes on there where it said top 64. The Simba's top 32, the Elsa. Then it was kind of weird because it's like top 16. I think it was like the non-foil Dragonfire or something like that, and then the non-foil Let It Go. It was like a weird structure there. But I don't think anyone brought it up at that point in time because nobody knew how many people were going.
That's
if it
fair.
showed up, if 1,000, 2,000 people showed up for that DLC queue, we wouldn't be having this conversation. It would be kind of the same thing. Like as a regular DLC. The fact that only 150 people competed is what makes
That's
the issue
fair.
that kind of
That's a fair
got
point.
brought up here. But I didn't really pay attention to how many tickets were being sold as part of that. But
I have no idea.
I would assume that they probably had still spots open
Yeah.
to go compete in that DLC queue. So
Probably. I have no idea what the cap was. It may have been lower. It may have been like 1,000. Only 100 showed up.
But even still, let's say it was 1,000, right? Like 150 people. 150 people making it out for what's possibly a 500 to 1,000 cap person. It might just show how much or how little the community has been advertised to.
Yeah.
Like that could just be an indicator of like, these are the diehard fans of Lorcana in this area, and these are the people who've really been chomping at the bit to want to compete and play this game. And this might have been their biggest chance that some of them have to see some of these prize cards all year.
Yeah. I don't know. Dan, there are other issues. I want to caveat before Dan goes, because Dan has thoughts. I don't know what they are, full disclosure, but this touches on some other issues like consistency between events and other things like that. And those are issues like parity between challenges and all that. Those are issues. And this kind of touches on those. But I'm focusing on this specific issue. But go ahead, Dan. What are your thoughts?
I just think it depends on what your belief of the integrity of the card is.
Okay, fair.
I often have had this conversation about, would you want a golden Mickey to be on a prize on anything other than a DLC or like Nationals or Worlds? And my answer to that is no.
No.
I don't ever want to see a CCQ winner win a golden Mickey. I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's deserved.
Yep.
Okay. So when you talk about these tournaments, you're just like, okay, it's 150 people and half of the room, a third of the room gets, a card that in a week prior, we know of 50 people that had the record to win it and didn't get it. So I think that if it was always revealed and these were always the prizes, then at the end of the day, no one can really complain about it. Because if you wanted to try and shoot for the stars and go to Australia, go to Auckland, like get that, and play for it, then that's your choice. I do agree with you. The lack of tournaments for them is probably very frustrating as a community. So having this to play for seems great. Would I have loved a world where it was like top 32 gets the Simba and top 16 gets the Elsa? Like, yeah, it probably helps a little bit more in like the scale of the tournament in a world where they were probably never going to hit 1,000. I think even their DLC was only like 500, right? Like they didn't even get 1,000 for the DLC.
True.
So I think that's really all it is like, what is the integrity that we're keeping of the DLC cards and how do we obtain that across different regions? And that's really all I don't know. Like, I think that they deserve to play for them. I totally agree with that. If they only have 2 tournaments all year, I mean, you may as well give them a chance to play for the cards. I got nothing against that. I just think that, if you went, 4-3 and you won one of these cards, like, yeah, it probably feels bad for everyone that went 9-3 to DLC and didn't win it. That's, I can see where people would be very upset about that.
I think everybody is perfectly rational and is justified in their positions on this one, because it's especially when people put so much time and effort into preparing for these events and they're shooting for these cards. Like, I get it. I just think everybody should acknowledge that everybody else we're all just, all just different opinions. I don't know. But it's a fun one to talk about, because it's one of those issues where I feel like there's no right answer. It's just like, I don't know. It's a fun debate.
No, it does touch on the grainer topic of, it would be really nice if the prize structure was even across all tournaments.
Yeah, understand.
That would be cool, right? Like, if every tournament that was coming up, we knew what the prize structure would look like for it, that would be really cool. Fortunately, most times we don't know until like days before the tournament.
Yeah. That's a whole other issue we could dive down. We're getting short on time. We got 2 more segments to do. One of them I want to do, and we're gonna go kind of quick-ish, because we talked a lot about silly Australian card stuff. So
yeah, that was the thing that took up the time.
Sorry. I didn't want to say dance. I mean, because that's awesome. All right. So I'm queuing up some stuff here. All right. So we're going to try to do next week a fun segment that we did before and then didn't do the next set. And I don't know, we're going to try to do this set. But we're going to have Mo and Joe back next week, hopefully, to talk about their favorite cards in this set, both from a judging and a competitive perspective. But to kind of tease that out, or tee that up, or as a little preview, or however I'm going to say it, I asked Dan to send 3 cards, or a few cards, that he was kind of excited to talk about for one reason or another, and I didn't say why. Any reason, could be the art, but I said, Dan, give me 3 cards that you're excited to talk about for this set. Let's get a little Whispers preview going. And this is the first one you sent me.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, it's really simple. This is one of my favorite songs in Disney. Period. I love this song. It's like probably my favorite song from the movie for sure. It's one of my favorite songs, period. But my favorite part about this song now is that we have made a meme of it, and we have renamed it and redubbed it Melissa Mean and Scary. And it is just stuck with everybody in in the TFM community. They already want me to make shirts for it. So it's just too much fun. I also think that this might be one of the meanest cards in Disney Lorcana ever printed. So it's really funny that it's going to become synonymous with Melissa.
Oh no. Melissa says, oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Why? I mean, I have cards I can think to combo this with, which make this particularly mean, but why is it one of the meanest cards in Lorcana?
It just breaks a lot of rules. Putting damage on things, removing any counterplay from ward, from resist. It just gets to break the game. And obviously, the combo with Prince Philip is, all the rave, and it's kind of warranted. The card's kind of silly and stupid. But yeah, I just think that this card really, as a 3-cost song that's repeatable, this card will probably see play in infinity, in my opinion. It just has a lot of use to it, and I think that that's kind of sweet. So because of that, the card feels great, feels good. It looks mean. It got an enchanted, and yeah, it kind of just checks a lot of boxes for me.
Yeah.
I mean, no notes.
Yeah. and it can be double sung by Ursula, which anything.
Yeah, infinity. It's fun, right? It's fun.
I mean, who wants to draw a card with Let the Storm Rage on when you can just put 2 damage on everything?
Yeah,
with Ursula.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Grab your sword, cost 3 with Ursula.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this is a really cool card for Emerald to have. I mean, we have things like Mosquito Bite, so we saw this type of effect already. This is just kind of being a blanket board. Oh, hey, not only do I get around ward and resist, but I'm just a really cool... It's just a really cool utility card. There are a lot of Emerald cards that have if damaged character cases, and this just kind of breaks open all of those if cases. So I think in Infinity this sees a lot of things all of a sudden become viable that maybe didn't before, because moving and putting damage on things was either too expensive or too difficult. But even in the set coming up, I mean, this just allows for a lot of utility and a lot of ideas to come forward that maybe we wouldn't have been able to have before. All of a sudden, damage actually matters.
Big true.
Yeah. And a fun song to boot.
Yeah, just picture Melissa on the card. It's fine.
I love that Melissa's here for this. It makes me feel better. Before we move on to the next card, Dave T, our previous discussion, says that he went to the Auckland event. Great experience, well run, no mishaps with RPH. Smaller event. Understand people's frustration, but they may never get another event for a year. And that's like sympathy to all you folks down there. By the way, shout out. I meant to bring them on. I actually was talking to them a little bit and just didn't get it coordinated in time because I was working other stuff. But there's a family down there who like all placed and did like really well. And that was a really great, this doesn't make much sense without the picture that I have right here. But, it's a really great story about a whole family who went and placed, and it was really great. And hopefully I can have them on. But yeah, shout out to all of you down there in Auckland. All right. Next card. Sort of Hercules. This is one that everybody's on about.
There's two very relevant lines of text.
It did multiple things. So yeah, what's the deal with this? Why was this one of your 3 cards you wanted to highlight, Dan?
So my first like conversation about this card was, how far have we come since like the first chapter, where we had cards like the Sword of Truth.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
4 cost uninkable, and you got to pay to banish it. And then Poison Apple, 3 cost uninkable, you got to pay to banish it. To a 2 cost inkable that when you play it, you do the thing. Man, how far have we come? But then the idea that like it just has other text on it that just like is completely relevant. This card has been an absolute standout so far in my early limited testing. I was very excited to see it as a Steel, player for 6 DLCs, 7 DLCs, and 6. Most of those I was trying to like figure out the best way to banish Maui Shark. You just gave me an inkable that says banish Maui Shark. I don't know.
An inkable banish Maui Shark. Yeah, no, like the interplayability and then the the static ability is super cool. Just that it sits there as like a battery. And not much else. Yeah, not much else. I mean, the Chromacons kind of do that, but not much else. Yeah. Also, item synergy with other things that care about items.
Sure. Yeah, go with that.
Rabby.
Tomatoa's back.
Super fun.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Is Tamatoa a deity?
You can
no,
that'd be cool though.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like even in most Sapphire decks are playing Hades. Like this card just pay to banish Hades. Like, whatever, like it's relevant. And then even in the aggro like mirrors, mid-range mirrors, gaining lore when you challenge when you're behind in the game feels pretty good too. So it checks a lot of boxes. I've really enjoyed this card so far.
Yeah, I love it.
I also think this is a card that's going to be much like Melissa's Mean and Scary. It has a lot of, I think, more relevant play in Infinity, because a lot of the big bads of Infinity are deities. Sisu's a deity. Hades is still playable in Infinity, but like Maui Shark and Sisu are just kind of 2 really big bads, and this all of a sudden is like cool, an inkable card that, just like you said, this point and clicks those 2 very relevant cards.
It costs 2. It's inkable. Like
every time a deity is printed now, the line's going to be dies to Sword of Hercules.
yeah, great. I've lost too many games of Maui Shark, guys. All right, this card's
yeah. Hate it. I hate it. All right. I pulled up the enchanted version of this one, but we're sticking with the Hercules theme here. The enchant is harder to read.
It is harder to read.
What did I do? Terrible decision, Liam. Pass Liam. So bad at this.
Past Liam is so bad at this.
Would you like me to read it?
Okay. Okay.
Liam's like on the fly trying to figure it out.
What does it do again?
Challenge and then challenge again and do
Yeah.
things and okay. I mean, seems good. I don't know. Double singing. Some. Steven,
Great, Liam. Keep piecing it together, bud.
I'm working it. Stephen Gettle's in the chat. Like, I love this segment. We should call it Liam under the mic.
I can see him in person. He's like squinting, just like trying to piece.
Liam, if it makes you feel better, read this card and then think Maui Shark.
Yeah. Remember how we just talked about a card that banishes Maui Shark? Well, this is the opposite. This is the card that every Maui Shark hopes to get back.
So Maui Shark.
Wait a second.
Hit.
Oh, here it is.
Action.
Wait,
Ooh, I can hit Maui Shark again and get it back again.
Wow, this is
Wait a
cool. Every
second.
time I play this card-
Oh, I gain a lore off of that. Huh,
Wow.
that's
wait
pretty cool.
a second.
Wait, I gained 2 lore.
I gain
off
2
that.
lore because I every time I play the action, I gain a lore.
This doesn't seem
Oh,
right.
and it ready's backed up.
Yeah, this doesn't seem right.
I had a game this weekend where I gained 14 lore in 1 turn because of this card, and it was very fun. Maui Shark in this card is awesome. You know, the idea that you can just continuously bring it back is really cool. I also was testing it this weekend with Powerline. Not as cool, but still kind of fun to do really like obscene things. Not enough to win yet, at least not for me yet, but like we tried. Yeah, I love the text on this card. I really love the idea of rewarding the challenge for when you do it, for when you're readying. So it kind of has that scheme. But to me, if you're playing Maui Shark again, I don't know how you don't play this card. It's inkable, and the reward you can get from it in a turn is kind of insane. So I think it's kind of an auto include in a lot of Ruby decks now.
I think this is another one of those cards that we like seeing. We're seeing a lot more combo potential this set. And I mean, you know, just touching on the powerhouse and like huge turn swings you can have with Maui Shark. Like if you're allowed to set up and he survives and you have enough things to challenge, or, you know, there's just a lot of things that you have in the game now that forces characters to be exerted.
Yep.
I think this is the type of thing that Ruby is needing to get back. And, you know, and Fabled Ruby just kind of took a backseat to all of the other things that got they got buffed, to be honest. But I feel like with this set, they're starting to give Ruby the power back and be like, all right, cool. Here's another 2-for-1. Here's another 2-for-1. We'll sneak these back in. I think very soon we're going to be living in a world where we can't do or play certain things, or we always have to keep in the back of our minds cards like this or the Headless Horseman while we're deck building. And I think that's healthy, because that means the ink color is coming back into relevancy. So all 6 inks are, when you're going into an event, instead of only having to, you know, pigeonhole and be like, I only really have to worry about 4 or maybe 5 on a fringe day. Now you're like, oh, well, now I can't just free play this because Ruby.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think it's healthy.
Yeah, I definitely played in several events in the Fabled metagame where I did not see a Ruby card in the entire tournament. So like, I'm with you, Logan. It'll be nice to say that like Maui Shark was always one of the best cards printed in rotation. Just didn't have the support system. I think now we're starting to look at it. We're gonna start looking at Maui Shark and gonna be like, yeah, that card's pretty good. Like, don't forget about him, guys.
Don't forget next stop Olympus Maui Shark.
What a Hercules.
Yeah,
My deck.
you do have these visions of like the game testing team, and they're like, you know, they print this card, it's busted, and they're like, oh shoot,
We need to make a card.
we better give him a sword.
Yeah.
Like,
That up.
Literally the next day, the 2-cost inkable Sword of Hercules gets put in the game.
you got room on that sword for another ability.
Yeah.
Just add a line there. Kills Maui Shark. I mean, deity.
Yeah,
That's
no,
funny.
Maui Shark. You said it right. It's fine. You
Yeah,
did it. Maui Shark and Hades. You got it. It's fine.
Yeah. Till we get a playable Taka.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's coming one day. Set one Taka gonna have her heyday.
When's Moana 3?
Yeah, right. That Moana that says banish a character named Taka one day
Well, it's gonna work out.
yeah, one day will be met. I don't know, maybe not, but that you see that building in the car and you're like, okay, cool, great.
Look, it's the
character.
same way with the one drop Rafiki. It's like one day that hyena
Hyena
text is
will
going
not-
to matter
Bonsai-
so much.
Bonsai is unplayable because of that Rafiki, and you know it. Right?
keeping the hyenas down.
That's what's keeping Bonsai back.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I for one, I think I'm gonna look fondly upon the Rubyless meta years from now, when it's crushing all of our souls.
Listen, everybody's fine with this meta, and then all of a sudden Ruby Sapphire gets a couple of tools, and we're like, hold on, guys, let's not get carried away.
Whoa. Yeah, whoa.
True.
Yeah. All right. Well, at least we have Sword of Hercules.
We have a way to come back now. Steel doesn't just.
We might not have
lose.
a Zeus that deals 5, but we have a Sword of Hercules.
We have a
right?
Sword of Hercules, and that's all we need.
That's
A
true.
sword and a dream.
Oh dear. All right. Well, that was fun. Should have done more cards. That was great. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll do this again next week with some more cards. Dan, thank you so much for being here. Congrats again on the win. What do you got coming up? What kind of content you got coming up? How can people follow you? Like,
TFM Lorcana pretty much everywhere. I have a 3K that I'm hosting next weekend that I'm very excited for. Logan was the winner of the last one, but now he lives in Iowa. I don't think he's coming back. So
Don't think I can make the flight.
yeah,
unfortunately.
you could.
undefeated reigning champion.
So it's really excited. You know, we did it in Fable. That was the first time we hosted one like this. We decided to run it back. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I'm trying to play as much as I possibly can before Richmond. So I'm going to go to PPG Orlando as a player. I'm really excited for that. It'll be the first PPG that I get to play in. Looking forward to that. And then, yeah, you know, holidays are holidays, and Richmond will be here before we know it.
And just as like a quick side note, anybody who is in the area or is, you know, even remotely close to it, the last one, it was ran so well. Dan genuinely did everything he could to make the event go well. We had 2 great vendors there. The people that you'll meet up there are great. I mean, if you're going, if you don't have anything and you're even remotely close to it, like, go support it. It was a great event.
Thanks, Logan.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome. I don't know how, like, doing release weekend you're doing it?
No, so we did release weekend last time. This time we're doing the week after. Shout out, listen, we have a lot of local, you know, areas. You know, we have the Safari Zone that they're holding kind of big events. The Ink have been hosting the last couple of tournaments as well. They're taking, you know, maybe a set off or so. So this time, like when we heard that no one was doing anything, we're like, okay, we'll bounce back. We'll do the second week. We'll give everyone a little bit more time to get the cards. Shout out to Logan. He made the comment earlier about how he can't get through a weekend without cards. I helped in the last one. I helped.
He did. He did. I would not have had my 4X had it not been for the vendors and Dan.
Yeah. And I promise you, we're guys, you know we have the store and all that stuff. If anyone didn't hear yet, Whispers is great. The supply is out of this world. And
that's good news.
Yeah, we're getting more product than we have ever had in one time ever. So very exciting for Whispers in the Well. For anyone that's hopeful to get product, I think you're going to be able to get it.
Wow. I'm excited. Well, thank you, Dan, so much. Like, again, if you're not following TFM, go check out the video, like 11 decks, day 1, Lorcana. It's great. Just came out. And again, Dan, congrats so much. And Melissa, we need to talk. But I appreciate you, Dan, so much, and everything you do for the community. And look at, oh my goodness.
And there's the aerial again. He's just teasing you with this one.
It's so good. It's so good. It's a big empty wall. I'm just saying.
Big empty wall.
A big empty wall.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks again, Dan. You're the
No,
best.
thanks for being here, Dan.
All right. He cracks me up. Dan has a really fun sense of humor, like, and sometimes his stuff is really dry, but I love chatting with him. Yeah. So we're getting close to wrapping here. We got a couple other things to do before we do our final segment. Logan, anything we missed?
I don't think we missed anything. Went over the CCQ news, even more DLC stories, touching on Whispers, which is coming out at your local game stores this weekend. If you have the opportunity, go support your local game stores. If they're having a release weekend event, go do some sealed, go do some draft, go get some Whispers product. I mean, honestly, we saw with Fabled that they really took a step forward and tried to make the pack opening experience a lot better. I don't think that's going to change in Whispers. I mean, legitimately, like I said, I've spent the weekend sleeving up, playing proxy, with playing proxy versions of Whispered, and there's so many cool cards. There's my favorite Disney IP ever, next to Treasure Planet, being the Black Cauldron. We have so many of those cards now, and I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a good weekend. We're gonna have a lot to talk about next Monday. I can promise you that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun set.
I'm excited.
And if anybody finds Enchanted Black Cauldron or the Horned King, let me know. But like, I'm not somebody who likes shiny cards and or plays with shiny cards, but like, I'm seeing some shiny cards that I want finally
in your future.
All right. I'm excited. I want to see the iconic hits next weekend, the enchanted hits. All right. Couple things before we go to our final segment and get close to wrapping as I navigate my windows here. Hold on. Nick's getting a live look at me like on the struggling here.
We are professionals.
Yeah, we are professionals. So there was a charity tournament this weekend, which I got to commentate a little bit, raising money and awareness for suicide awareness. It was a lot of fun. There's another charity tournament coming up in the Bay Area on December 6th that one of our Patreon sponsors is helping to support. Glimmer of Hope in the Bay Area, December 6th, raising money to fight food insecurity, play Lorcana, win prizes. Should be a lot of fun. So if you're in the Bay Area, check this out. Put it on your calendar because it should be a great event. And shout out to all of the organizers for putting this on because you love to see Lorcana. You love to see great causes supported, and when those things are going on at the same event, that's extra awesome. So, how far is that from you?
Not that far at all.
See,
we'll see if we can make it out to that one.
There you go.
I'm always busy with the travel schedule, but
Yeah.
after coming back from Singapore, but probably.
Oh, that's right.
probably,
You're
yeah.
going to DLC Singapore.
Yeah. So,
That's
but it's not the same weekend,
nuts.
so we may make it out there. So
That's nuts. I can't
help
wait. We're
support,
gonna have to
yeah.
have you back on after Singapore to talk about what that was like. Because I'm a little jealous. You're welcome, Sorcerer's Hat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Sorcerer's Hat's a Patreon supporter of the show as well, which we appreciate because it's not cheap to do this. All right, that was that. Next, Nick, I'm gonna actually rotate you out here for Aaron in a second. It was a
Sounds
pleasure to have you. Before we do
Awesome.
that, we're starting a new tradition. You're our first in-person guest. Can you grab that playmat down there?
Playmat.
Yeah, it's a blank white playmat. And grab one of those markers over there. I don't have a black.
We got this thing right
Yeah.
here.
And you're gonna sign it. You're gonna sign it and write whatever you want and put the date.
Wow, I got the honor of
Yeah.
the first signature.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now
So-
goal is to be the second in person. The Lunateers.
If you're doing the math out there and you watch every week, we have had 109 episodes now. And
Oh my
we
gosh.
have had our first in-person guest. So at this rate, this mat will be full in 40 years. So
Well, I just wrote slightly big, so I don't know if that's big or small.
perfect.
How many days does it take to get to the end of the blank playmat?
Is what we got. We got one
There it is.
signature so far. So
There it is. And when it's full, we will look at that. Now I need to make a bunch of, like, seriously. But I'm embarrassed to show you the studio. That'd be an impetus to clean it up. But Nick, like, this was so much fun. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you
in
for having
person.
me. Like, definitely, wasn't thinking about this until after, and happy we reached out to each other and stuff, and was able to make it work out. So yeah.
Well, I hope your Continentals prep goes well, and I look forward to following your journey. And we'll have you back when you
Awesome.
win. When you win Continentals, we'll fly you out.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Cool. Yeah, I was doing behind the scenes chat. All right. So we're gonna do two things. We're gonna do a fun thing, and then we're gonna close out the show with the last segment here. Fun thing is let's open a pack of whispers real quick.
Oh, I thought the
Oh,
fun thing was
how
me joining
dare
the
you
show.
tempt me so?
Oh, Aaron, yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So do you want to open one of these real quick?
Sure.
Give people Showman Enchanted. Which do you want to do, that one or this one? So we have two. All right. Here's
And spooky
I
sight.
want the Mega box.
Say again.
And spooky sight.
And spooky sight. Right. Do you want? Oh, you want the Mega box? All right. Let's do the Mega box. We're saving this other one for a reel. So everything else is open. The trove is open. That box is not going to be saved for any content now. That box is done.
Well, you didn't tell me it was for content.
I just assume I always want things for content.
Oh no, we're gonna have to go buy another
Oh
single
my.
player deck. I don't know how to get into this. This is ridiculous. I don't even look. It looks like a wild animal is going at this thing.
you just see it, Liam's soul leave a little bit with every rip.
Yeah, look, as it just that. All right. So,
Like I think at this point you just chew on it for effect.
yeah. Before we do anything else, like I'll show before you look at that. If everybody's wondering what the foils look like,
They're so pretty.
yeah, the foils in the starter deck here are
The foils of the whispers. Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
these are the starter deck ones.
The
so they're actually
whispers look
different.
so cool. By
the
the way,
whispers do look.
Well,
super
this
cool.
is the starter deck version of the whisper, and then the actual version of the whisper has actually a different foiling on it. It's like a ripple.
Oh.
So these are the ones from the packs. These are the ones from the starter decks. This one actually is rainbow. Actually, they're both rainbowish. So super cool. Okay, so those are the starter deck ones. All right, ready?
Yes.
All
Am I
right.
supposed to be over here?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
This
What do
is
we
a
got?
little awkward.
Oh, do you want to do it?
Well, no. Yeah, you might need to do it.
All right.
Because my hand can't fit over there.
Okay. All right. So we got Rama. We're mirrored. I'm sorry, folks. That's really good. Jessam. There's that Donald Duck.
headless man horse.
I can't even.
The headless man horse.
There we go.
Hey, we're fixed.
Production coming through.
Hey.
There's a Gaston Glimmer there. Nana. the
Goodbye, Nana.
best. Emily Quackfaster. Rare. Ingenious Device.
The bomb. Oh,
Whoop.
hey.
Oh, there's Hercules.
Hello.
I had to diagnose the symbol on camera here for a moment. There's a legendary by Amanda McFarlane. And
Oh.
Dollar Duck.
But a
But
legendary.
But a legendary
yeah, fun
Hercules. I'll take
legendary
it.
there. Look at that. We don't have that one yet. So there you go. That's a little Whispers preview. Super fun set. Great to open.
Here you go.
I also don't understand the Headless Man Horse, Fairy Queen Tink.
It's from DuckTales. Yes.
Yeah.
I was forced to watch some of it against my will. This past week, something like that. And he literally shows up in the first episode.
Okay.
Well, we've technically seen that episode, but
I forget it.
yeah, it made a real impression.
Oh, did it?
All
I
right.
don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, the new one or the old one?
Yeah.
The new one.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to
Yeah.
go take a look. Herc is good, says Steve Doucette. Okay. We're last segment here. I know it's a little late. It's gonna be about 10 minutes. Thank you all for hanging out. I don't know how to cue this up because it's sad.
Yeah.
And I guess Aaron, just cut at any time. I guess I'll just talk for a second.
No, I mean, I don't know what you prepared.
Yeah, I just went over this in my head for a while, but
We're
So-
professionals. Do you think we prepare anything?
yeah. So Those of you who've followed us for a while know that we are, passionate about all aspects of the game. But one of the things that we really lean into is the art and design of the game. And we really love getting to know the artists in particular. And one of the reasons is because I think that for a lot of artists, now there's some that like Nick Cole at the top of their game who do stuff and they have a lot of fans, etc. There's others who are doing a job and some of them don't realize, or a lot of them don't realize how much their art means to us and how much of an emotional connection we develop with the art that they do. And so for us to get to help them explore this TCG world and then to get to see the talent behind cards that we love is a pretty magical thing. And we've gotten to know quite a few of them pretty well over the past few years. And we found out this week that the Lorcana community lost one of its artists, who was a friend.
Yeah.
And the artist's name was Andrew Trebold. And it's kind of interesting that the Sword of Truth and Poison Apple came up this set, and Legendary Tacoma from set 1, because those are all.
I heard y'all talking about Tacoma earlier on the show, and I was like, Andrew.
Yeah, those were all Andrew's cards.
Yeah.
And for those who are unfamiliar with him, if you've been around since set 1, Andrew has done 6 cards in Lorcana. And then he, despite wanting more, didn't quite get as many. He specialized in items. Believe it or not, he did the Legendary Tacoma. Probably the card that he's most famous for is Magic Mirror.
Yeah.
There was a whole bit back in set 1 about how Magic Mirror was bad or good, and he leaned into it a little bit. And yeah. And I don't know why I want to talk about it publicly so much, because I had a hard time with it this weekend. But I think the reason is because Andrew is one of those artists who did a lot of work that wasn't public, like a lot of concept work. And he is not an artist who ever went to many conventions. He didn't get to experience a lot, like people asking for his autograph or having his work like publicly adored. But he was really good, and he was really proud of his work, and he was really, really proud of his work in Lorcana, because he got to, I think, for the first time in his career, or certainly it didn't happen very often, go to conventions, go to Miami TCG Con, and have people come up to him and tell him that they appreciated what he did. And he found in Lorcana a bit of community. He found in other Lorcana artists a bit of community, and this game was special to him. And yeah, he was not. His death was kind of unexpected, although Andrew did have some health issues, and so it kind of took us by surprise. But I don't know. And this is the first artist I think that we've lost in the Lorcana community. So there's nothing else that we can do for him to help him, to show him that we appreciate his art, or to like full disclosure, he was talking about coming and visiting us down here, and we never got that solidified, and I'm beat myself up for that. But there's nothing more we can do for him now, except perhaps, let everybody know. And now, if you ever see his cards, or if you have his cards in your collection, just look at them and know that they meant a lot to him. So yeah, it's a sad thing. Yeah. Anyway, but I appreciate Andrew, and I appreciate all of you appreciating Andrew, and I hope he knows how much the community appreciated what he did to help bring the game to life in the first couple of chapters. So that's that.
I mean, just as a minute, I mean, you look at cards that we deem as things that really set the tone for Disney Lorcana from the first couple of chapters, right? We look at what would be iconic artworks. I mean, it's kind of like what you were saying. It's kind of funny that tonight, of all the cards we talked about, I mean, Sword of
Mhm.
Truth and Taka just naturally came up because of what they are and what impact they may or may not have had. But then we had something that literally defined the metagame of set one in Magic Mirror.
Mhm.
And I always, much like you were talking about, I don't know that artists a lot of the time understand how much time we're going to be spending with the things that they give us.
Mhm.
I've had the privilege of meeting just a few of the artists of Lorcana, and it's so weird to me to think, oh, this thing that you've poured I don't know how many hours into, I've now spent hundreds looking at. I look at this card and it doesn't just it's not just a picture to me. Like, this card
Mhm.
represents a lot. This is an ability, this is a deck, this is a format, this is an ink pairing, this is my introduction to the game, or this is a play line that I've thought about. Like, there's so many things that the artwork represents. I mean, you just think of Takas or Sword of Truth or Magic Mirror, and I mean, they're staples in their own right. Maybe not because all of them were meta staples, but because in the early days we looked at Lorcana artwork and we're like, this is fresh and unique, and there are these
Mhm.
these are ways we've never seen these characters or items or things before. So his cards specifically was, I mean, it was just the beginning of what we saw the evolution of Lorcana becoming. And man, just like you're saying, if you have any of those cards, I mean, I'm certainly looking at them even more in an even more special light now, just because having somebody maybe not understand or know or get to feel the gravity of what they've done and how much impact it's really going to give you. I think the best thing we can do to honor him absolutely is to, I mean, just show the cards the love they absolutely deserve.
Yeah. I think it's Andrew was the first time we met him virtually for an artist interview, and he was so humble and like downplayed his incredible talent. And I think especially in the first chapter, when you look at his cards, they had this level of intricacy to them that you didn't see in many of the cards in that set. And you could just see this immense talent and just incredible passion for the art. And so it was really that, I think, is just so indicative of who Andrew is as a person, is just like downplaying his extraordinary extraordinariness as a human, as an artist. Um and then I think Liam and I had the really amazing pleasure of being with probably 12 of the artists when they got to see their cards for the very first time and hold their cards and their art in a physical form for the very first time, at the very first Miami TCG Con right after the first chapter had come out. And we spent this evening sitting around this table at this hotel, just ripping packs. And anytime you pulled one of the artist's card, you handed it over to them and they got to experience their own artwork in this form. Um, and I got to sit next to Andrew for a lot of that evening, and all of them just were so in awe of, like, in that moment. I think Liam and I were kind of the only outsiders in that group. It was a bunch of artists and kind of us, and there was like two or three other people, but like them in that moment realizing what that artwork like meant to us as fans, and then them getting to see our reaction to their work and like our joy and passion for this, what they had invested so much time and energy into, was, I think, this really beautiful thing, because I think so many of them will create art, send it into the world, and then they don't get to watch the faces of the people who experience that work. So many of these people are doing background painting for a TV show, and there are people around the world watching their art in their homes, but then the artist doesn't get to see people experience that art. And so I would just say, to add to Liam and honoring Andrew's memory, like not only experiencing his art, but if you have a chance to meet a Lorcana artist, just tell them what their work means to you. I think that I feel like they often don't get appreciated in their work, like in totality. And I think we hold this really powerful thing as the Lorcana community, that we can be the voices of their fans and we can tell them how much their incredible talent and all of their years and years of work, what that means to us and what that brings to us. So
Yeah. You all said it really well. Thanks everybody for listening, and I know, thanks to Andrew for
being Andrew.
With that, I figure, Logan, before we play us off, anything else?
I don't know how I can say it better, man.
Yeah.
There, like I said, the thing that originally got me into Lorcana, I mean, we touched on it today, was the artwork. One of the first things I look for when I open new sets is to, the artwork cards or the story cards that are in the back. I want to collect those. I want to finish the puzzle for each set, and I've done that successfully each time. Really take a minute, especially with the new set coming out. Find the cards that you enjoy just from an artwork perspective. Even if you're a player and someone who really grinds the metagame and goes to events and really competes, find the cards that you appreciate from an artwork standpoint. Find the artist's name and see if they've done more cards. Much like Aaron said, there are so many times where the artists just don't get the opportunity or chance to see or understand how much time we get to spend with their creations and what they really mean to us. So if you ever have a chance or opportunity to let one of them know, I mean, do your best to reach out. The artist meetings that they have at events, it means so much to them. And being able to share with them any of their artwork that you connect with in any way just sends them over the moon. So I encourage everybody, if you have any of Andrew's cards or going into the next set, find the artist that you enjoy and just take a minute to, if they're on any form of social media or anything, go find a post of theirs and send them a like, send them a follow, do what you can to support them, because we wouldn't have the game without them.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, with that, thanks everybody for watching, and we will be back next week. Slightly less depressing, but I appreciate all of you. Logan, I appreciate you, and yeah, Aaron, I appreciate you.
Thanks,
I
sweetie.
appreciate everybody. To play us off here, we're not going to do our joke about a theme song playing off here. I'm going to load up, for those of you who are still here, who are watching, whether live or recorded, I'm going to play up a clip from an interview that we did with Andrew. It's about 2.5 minutes long. It's just a small segment, but it's I wanted you all, if you wanted to get a feel for who Andrew was, and kind of meet the face behind these cards. And yeah, so we'll see y'all next week.
Sound or noise do you love?
What sound or noise? The rock falling in the old Pink Panther cartoons?
Mm-hmm.
When it crushes against something, I love that sound.
That's awesome. And that's probably the best answer.
And that was such a fast answer. Look at you, Andrew.
It's-
You didn't give it a minute to think about it.
Because I've tried to imitate that sound and I can't, but it's just so satisfying.
We're gonna find a clip of that and play it.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna like drop
The
that
Pink
sound
Panther.
effect into the video.
It's whenever the Pink Panther or someone in that character, like they push a big boulder, which are just replete in that universe, and it lands, the noise it makes when it lands. So.
That's
Okay.
awesome. Okay, what sound or noise do you hate?
The list is so long. I think any repetitive bass noise, like when I'm trying to sleep, like when I have neighbors that play the music too loud, it's not the music, it's the bass. Because the bass, usually what it does is it'll drown out everything except the bass, and so you just hear this rhythmic kind of like endlessly, you know. And a lot of bass lines are very similar. So
That yeah, that permeates, that penetrates.
yeah,
I get it.
What is your idea of happiness?
my idea of happiness. Oh, that's a good one.
No
I think-
rubber ducky allowed.
No rubber duckies. Okay, you mean like what? Like what's my ideal life situation, or just being happy in general?
Maybe.
I think, yeah, happiness in general. What
Oh.
does
I
that
would-
look like in your mind?
I think happiness is something that spikes, and people go back to contentment. I think like people who try to live in the spike are setting themselves up for a lot of disappointment. You know, it's one thing to dip down. If you're constantly dipping down, that's a different story. But like with happiness, you spike, you enjoy it, and then you go back to contentment, and you enjoy it. So that to me is like, I don't know if I'm answering your question. But that to me is what happiness, like how to be happy, to accept the fact that it's kind of a mixed bag, and you're not always, accepting the fact you're not always going to be 100% blissfully happy. And why would you want to be honest?
Interesting.
Because that makes it special, not because I'm moody and dark.